puffers has been really popular for cameras that have pop-up flashes. We now have a Sony compatible one. You'll see that the mounts are slightly different because Sony has a different mounting system. So now we have a Sony puffer, and that's really great because the Alpha series of SLRs are starting to really gain in popularity. So now we can make those for Sony users. First of all, look how small this thing is, and it completely folds flat like this. So you can just put it in a pocket, and it weighs very little, and it's also really, actually, it's inexpensive. But now, the way it mounts, it's strong enough to hold up the entire camera without coming off. And that's neat because you want a diffuser that's large but won't fall off, so you can confidently go around and shoot. Now, the way that the light beam casts is like this. And the head is turned sideways, so I can shoot vertical or horizontal, just like that, and get really good results and get a really nice quality of lighting. This amber flap here allows you to warm the ceiling. If you bring it back like that, you'll notice that the front gets actually warmer, and I can bring it all the way around to the front for a really warm light. And this gives you a lot of capability of changing the color balance. So if you want warm, warmer, warmest, this does the whole thing all in one shot. Now sometimes there's another product out that actually is mounted on the back like this. The problem with that is when we tested it, this ledge creates quite a nice shadow in front. So mine is not a bounce card, and none of my products are bounce cards. They're actually pass-through diffusers, and it gives you a really nice ratio between bounce to the ceiling and also lighting for your subject. We've been using the iPhone a lot. It's a great camera, but the funny thing is, and it's a really good camera, but nobody has a tripod mount for it. So we made a tripod mount for it, so you could stick this on any tripod anywhere. We also have one for the 3GS model. This is the iPhone 4, but you can now do high-definition videos. You can put this bracket alone on a tripod, or put it onto this right here if you want to watch movies or do FaceTime or whatever. You've got the ability to do that with flip cage, and of course this comes right out. So if you want to stick this on a tripod anywhere, you just put it on a tripod and you've got yourself a really nice high quality camera, of course, with the ability to hold it very still for videos. Another change that we've done to the flip cage is now we have it what's called the Flip Cage Pro, and this is for the larger cameras, and it fits really great on like Canon G series, the Samsung, the larger Nikons, Panasonic, Lumix, those. And it's the same as it's always been. It's a rubberized case which will protect the camera from shock. And when you unscrew this, it comes down like this, and it becomes a very nice, very sturdy tabletop stand. It'll also shoot vertical, which a lot of these won't do. I can now shoot vertical like that, or, and this is one of my favorite features, it becomes a heck of a macro stand. All I do here like this is I bring it around like that, and check that out. Now I can do macro photography, put my ring in here, and then if I'm shooting eBay or something, and these flaps here, I can bring around like that and make myself a really nice macro studio. Just put a couple flashlights here, and then I get soft diffuse lighting for my macro. When this thing goes up like this, it becomes a really nice steady cam, because obviously you can hold it much more steady with two hands and mount it underneath it, so it's just like a real nice steady cam. And then these flaps that come up, this is great because you can shade the lens from flare. On the back, if you're outdoors and you get too much shine on your LCD, it's like a little Hoodman style shade blocker. So that's that for the Flip Cage Pro. Now we've got some enhancements to the very, very popular collapsible. You've seen the collapsible last year. So obviously that's a really good feature of it. But what we have now is this. This is called the Power Grid. Now it also comes as a Power Snoot, which is a chrome-plated high power attachment. But this one you can now put on any LightSphere. So if you have the old LightSpheres, this will fit right on it, or a collapsible. And what it does, it's the exact opposite of a LightSphere. Because of the shape of these grids, all of the light goes through it and in a very, very sharp cone, and then we've got some examples on my website, and I can show you the light that it produces from it. But if you bring it off to a side like this, you get very dramatic Hollywood lighting. Or you can put it right on your camera, and then, because your regular flash will only go to 105mm telephoto, this will take you in a 200-300mm range and give you great enhanced power. Also, the LightSphere collapsible has this gel kit, and the gel kit's really fun. When you want to experiment with different effects or whatever, you can just basically just slap one of these on. So let's just say I have it on a second light and I want to do something red. I'll just put these into the pins like that, and I've got it red. I can shoot direct through a red filter, or I can pop it up like this and then shoot it with a red diffuser. So that's kind of fun. That just gives you a lot more experimenting that you can do. Called the gear guard system, and the way that the lens lock works, this is the only locking lens cap around available, and the price is great. It's about the same price as a replacement lens cap from Canon or Nikon. But what you do is when you turn this like that, the whole thing unlocks and it comes out. When you put it on and you turn it and you lock it like this, it won't come off. So now I can just string this onto my big string, and I've got everything completely locked together. And the way this works is you just basically put this in the tripod socket, and then when you put this cap over like this, you can't unscrew it, and now when these two are attached, the whole thing becomes fixed. So I can't remove it, which is great because now I can just take a cable and put that through and then lock it like that. So if you're a wedding photographer or something, you can just like basically lock this to a table or something. It just takes a second. We have a little combination lock right here that we just throw on. But also what's cool is we now have the ability to lock lenses. So for example, if I've got my bag, I can just now throw a lens on it or something like that. So, and you can string a whole bunch of things together. So now I've got a lens, and I could put multiple bodies, multiple lenses, and then just lock it all up like this, and then they're all tied together. And then so if somebody wants to try to steal something, this whole thing's all tied up, and you know, they can't really get too far. So that's our new product lineup for PhotoPlus Expo 2010. And to see our website, go to garyfong.com, or if you want to see free instructional videos, we've got a lot of them at flashdiffuser.com. Thanks.